Sporty greetings to all our Basketball Africa League fans. I'm Sonny Young coming to you from Studio 10 at our Voice of America headquarters. Welcome to another special Voice of America podcast of the Basketball Africa League, Africa's premier men's league. I'm joined here in studio by the big man from Mali, Cheick Thiero of VOA's French to Africa service. Good to have you here,
Good
Cheick.
to have you, man. Welcome back.
Yeah, we're back in action. We got the Nile Conference coming up on Saturday, opening game. We had the Sahara Conference last month. And Cheick, let's start off with the scheduling. I was checking the schedule, and quite a few of the games start at 11 p.m. local time in Cairo.
Yeah.
Why so late?
Man, I think, Ramadan is big for sure. Maybe it's because of that, because people will break their fast already by that time, It's going to be interesting, Sonny. We saw a lot of good teams performing on the Sahara Conference and a lot of surprising team, a lot of players we saw on the rosters. We're going to see a lot of surprising team this year because they have done so much good in recruiting and get better for the second season of this tournament.
Cheick, getting back to Ramadan, I remember reading some quotes from Akeem Olajuwon, and he said he had some of his best performances during Ramadan.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe he felt quicker on the court?
Well, I think it's something that a player's got to deal with, because when you fast, when I was playing college, I didn't fast for the game because I know when I play, I give everything I got. If there's nothing inside you, the next man you're playing against is probably not fasting or probably a Christian. It can get something really for a player. You got to be able to know what is your body can do or not. Otherwise, it will be a very draining. Basketball is a very draining game, It's too much running on the court, Sonny. It's like the best runner on the court can do up and down in 8 seconds. So if that's the case, you should be able to, you have to drink water because you're going to get a lot of, you're going to sweat a lot, and you need water in your energy and your body to keep you going. So it will be very challenging. Maybe that's probably why we see some games, later after the fast break. Even with that, you still gotta watch what you eat before you get heavy and get yourself ready. But some people do it, like you said. Olajuwon did it, and they're probably used to it, and they probably know what the metabolism, like how you call it, metabolism of their body can do. And if not, it will be very dangerous to really play without eating all day and play around before Ramadan break.
Yeah, it seems like it would definitely affect your energy.
Absolutely.
Well, Cheick, last season, Zamalek lifted the inaugural Basketball Africa League trophy. They beat U.S. Monastir in the final. Monastir already through to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Now, this time around, Zamalek has made a few changes. They brought in an American coach, Will Voigt, and they've also got some interesting players in their lineup.
Absolutely.
Ike Diogu from Nigeria.
Absolutely.
Big man, and he's got lots of international experience. Mm-hmm. I think he played on Nigeria's Afrobasket champion team. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Talk about Zamalek as they try to defend their title.
Oh man, it's gonna be the most exciting thing, Sonny, because they're playing home. We expect Zamalek to really give up to give everything they got on every team, and I see that is a country that's so financially reliable to really bring players, which is what we see on the roster right now. We see a lot of big-time college players, NCAA players, and the big man from last year, the 7-footer, Anas, that played for University of Louisville. I'm seeing he got one of his teammates, Edgar Sosa, also played for University of Louisville. So we're probably seeing a help with the recruitment from players' point of view. And both play for University of Louisville, and I'm seeing a lot of players also from University of Maryland here. DJ Strawberry Jr.
His father was a great baseball player.
Say?
Darryl Strawberry.
Yeah, so they did really good recruiting. They have top players, top colleges in America, players that have experience playing in top college, including Kansas, Texas. They got players from Texas University and that was from Cameroon. and he's gonna play for Cameroon. But for Zamalek, we will have a lot of players from America and from Arizona, Louisville, Sacramento. We're gonna have players from Townsend, from Southern Methodist School. So they have a lot of players that's going to be having experience, without counting the player they had last year, which was even good too.
The big man who went to Louisville, he won the Best Defensive Player of the Year award last year.
Last year.
Named after Mutombo.
Absolutely. I was very excited. He's a big man, and a lot of players don't get chance, Sonny, in college basketball in the United States. He's a big man that haven't get a lot of playing time in the United States. Otherwise, I think he got lot to prove to the NBA, but he didn't get the exposure. But now he's getting that exposure in his hometown. I don't think he can get any better than that.
That's right.
Defending your own country in the highest level like this, I think some people will take that over the NBA draft for sure.
Cheick, how big of an advantage is it for Zamalek to play in front of friendly fans there in Cairo?
Oh man, they're gonna be the motif. They're gonna be the motif, and they're gonna be like the head of the snake. The head of the snake get you going. So the fans, I expect to see the fan Cairo really show up and support their team. Egypt is doing good with sports, not only basketball, soccer. They've been really good too. We saw the Olympics, and they have a lot of discipline of sports. They participated in a lot of discipline there. So I will see a very energetic gyms when Zamalek play. And that will be one tool. That will be one weapon for them to really win every game.
In their opening game, Cheick, they're going to play a team from South Sudan, Cobra Sport. Interesting. When I think of South Sudan, I think of Manute Bol.
Yeah.
and I think of Luol Deng.
Yeah. Came
from South Sudan. Great player.
Absolutely.
What do you think of their chances in this tournament?
It's gonna be a team that like slack. It's gonna be like a Mozambique team. That not Maputo but Beira. Those two teams. That was the first time, and they really was impressive. We see Slack that came off with tremendous recruiting with players, and don't be surprised to see Sudan really be one of the best team. And because, like you say, they have a lot of talent and the college around, and I haven't taken a look deeply to their roster, but I'm pretty sure Sudan is on the map right now when it comes to basketball, even in America, because they have several players right now that are in NBA. They have one right now that play for the Lakers, and Sudanese tend to be really tall and very athletic kids. So we excited to see Sudan team, how they're going to do against Zamalek, but it will be a big fight because they know they're coming off defending champions.
And I also remember Majak, also from South Sudan.
Absolutely.
And he's playing for Monastir this time around.
Absolutely. And he did good. He's one of my favorite players so far in the Saharan Conference. And I also see they have a center like Luol Wadung Aki is a center. He's 23 years old. We're going to expect to see all these players. And nobody can really tell, how they've been preparing this tournament. But the first game, we'll find out on Saturday. And it will be something very exciting to see the Zamalek back on their game.
Well, Cheick, Cobra Sport is one of 3 teams making its debut in the Nile Conference. The 2 other teams are Espoir Fukash from the Democratic Republic of Congo and the Cape Town Tigers from South Africa. Let's listen in now to what the head coach of Cobra Sports has to say.
My name is Manyang Gabriel Beberi, and I'm the head coach of Cobra Sports Club. Cobra Sports Club plays in the Central Equatorial Basketball Association League. We're happy about representing South Sudan in the BAL. So we're leaving on Wednesday the 6th to go to Cairo, Egypt, and we'll be competing against 5 other clubs from across Africa. Our first game will be against Zamalek of Egypt. So, and then there's 5 other clubs. There's a club from DRC Congo, there's a club from South Africa, there's a club from Angola, and then from Cameroon. There's a club from there. So we're excited to play in this tournament.
Coach Gabriel says he's pleased with his team's preparation for the Basketball Africa League.
We've had a good lead up. We've had a good training camp. Obviously, Cobra, we're lucky we have our own facility here. Obviously the players say, the surface is good, but it can be better. So I think we've had a good lead up. So I think we're ready going into the tournament. And obviously the challenges that sports club have is just the general challenges in South Sudan. But obviously we're working towards that. The last 2 weeks we've been coming here in the morning, 2 training sessions a day. We start 6 a.m. here in the morning, and so I get the players to run a lot over here around the court. So we've been training quite well. Now we've signed a couple of players from the national team just to boost Cobra. So we have Padiet Wang from the national South Sudan national men's team. We have Nyang Wek from the national team. So and then we have a couple of players because with BAL you're allowed 2 players that are not from Africa, so we've signed 2 players from from the United States, African American. There's Jared Harrington, and then there's Leon Hampton. So those ones will be good. Now the BAL, they also allow 1 young man from the NBA Global Academy in Dakar, Senegal. So there's 1 young man there called Kaman Malwach that is in the NBA Global Academy, young man. Very tall, he's going to be they're going to be bringing him to Cairo. So he's going to be also an addition to our team. So we have a squad of 13 players, 1 head coach and 2 assistant coaches. So we're excited going into the tournament.
Before leaving Juba for Cairo, Coach Gabriel also had this message for the team's fans in South Sudan.
We want to thank them for their support. A lot of them have been showing us a lot of support, and we were very, very happy this evening to see our elders from the federations, and so a lot of people are supporting Cobra. So we're very, very happy about that. I just want to encourage the youth of South Sudan. Sports is so important. It unites all the youth. Sport has no religion, it has no tribe, it has no, once you play that sport, it's a language for everyone across the world. So if you play any sport, you go anywhere in the world, you fit in very well.
That's Manyang Gabriel Berberi, the head coach of Cobra Sport Basketball Club of South Sudan. Cobra Sport will be making its debut in the Men's Basketball Africa League. And thanks to Ding Magat in South Sudan's capital, Juba, for that audio.
Season 2 of the Basketball Africa League is here. After a historic inaugural season, 12 national champions from across the continent are ready to compete for the 2022 BAL Championship. Tune in and follow the BAL on Voice of America. 54 countries, 12 teams, 1 continent, but only 1 champion. Game on!
Basketball Africa League 2022 is being broadcast on VOA Radio in the following languages: English, French, Portuguese, Kinyarwanda, and Wolof. And the big man next to me, he speaks the language of hoops.
Absolutely.
Talk about VOA French and their coverage of the Basketball Africa League.
VOA French is most of Sonny on this Basketball Africa League is a lot of French francophone countries on there, and that's why I pretty much think the agency thought it was very good to have broadcasted this in different languages so for people to understand. On the French side, all the French-speaking countries, like 14 countries in Africa, is a French-speaking country. That's why most of them going on. Even Egypt is a French-speaking country. On Cameroon, or those countries like Senegal and Guinea, all those are Francophone countries. So our coverage will be focused on also give all the insight like we're doing in English as well, and all the services. Our input will be to give every information about detail about players, about
Okay.
when it's happening, and it's a similarity to what we're doing right now.
Well, Cheick, I want to give a quick shout out. He's not playing in the tournament, but great player, Rudy Gobert, for the Utah Jazz from France, and I think he's averaging like 15 rebounds a game this season.
Absolutely, he's one of the best defending. He won the defensive trophy of the season in NBA for several times.
Okay.
He's a shot blocker. He's a big man that really finish around the rim. He's a good player, Sonny. He play defensively and he finish strong around the rim. You can ask anything better than that from a big man.
Well, let's go back to that coach for Cobra Sports, Cheick. I like the way he describes sports and the power of sports. He said, if you're involved in sports, there's no religion, no tribe,
no color.
No color, and you speak the same language.
Absolutely, Sonny. I think sports has been a bridge for anything in the whole world. I believe. When President Obama started this thing, he spoke about it to Silver Adam, the NBA commissioner, that this is gonna be a big bridge to United States basketball to Africa, and we're seeing it live now. So it's become a big bridge, and which really everybody. Like you say, Sonny, it's not. It doesn't. People come together. If I speak about sport right now around somebody that loves sports, it doesn't matter. What it is. He get into it because he enjoy the sport. So it's very fun. He keep us going. He keep us inside the house. He keep us life going, and he generated a huge amount of money, organization in the whole entire world. That's very, very considerable too.
The Cobra Sport coach mentioned how they signed a couple of American players to bolster their lineup, including Leon Hampton.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about him?
Well, he's American players that have experience. Every time when I talk about this, Sonny, like basketball is like a religion here in America here. People don't play while you're sleeping. Somebody's working out. While you're eating, somebody is working out. Everybody had the drive to get better because they see how they can change their life through this. And this kid, Leon, is a grinder. You can see he went to community college, and got his degree. He went to NIA school. This is tough conference in America here because he's 7 foot. I'm even surprised he didn't go to bigger school. But this is a player who have something to prove, and they just didn't get a chance to do it in America. And if they get opportunity like that, I will give an example of Hassan Whiteside. Hassan Whiteside, that player, I think he played for Portland now or Jazz.
Played for Miami for a while?
But for a while.
Yeah,
he played American basketball here. Nobody knew about him. And all of a sudden he transferred to overseas and dominated there. They draft him back. And it's like, oh, you guys don't know me? I used to play college here. And, but he didn't get the chance to get exposure. So I'm going to expect the same thing from these young men they just recruit on their team. Leon them, and they also recruit another point guard, like the coach mentioned, 2 Americans. He got one big man and 1 point guard. It will be very good addition to their programs, and we will see the local player how they do. They might have a solid roster too, but we can say much right now until the first game pass.
Well, Cheick, let's take a look at the other 4 teams that are getting ready to play in the Nile Conference. FAP from Cameroon, we saw them last year. Rugged squad, rugged team. They will play their opening game on Sunday versus Espoir Fukash from the Democratic Republic of Congo. What can you tell us about the Congolese team?
The Congolese team is going to be surprising too soon, Sonny. Like all the team we haven't seen so far, you expect them to be like Slack, like Bera, you expect them to come with a better recruitment. I think that's their first appearance as well. I don't think they was there last year. And the DRC is known one of the best, to produce players. Serge Ibaka is from there. Mutombo, absolutely. And they have a lot of players. Kamunga, the kid that got drafted to Golden State Warriors. And they have a tradition also with basketball, but they just haven't locally be able to expose it, and this is the chance for it. And I haven't seen them much yet, but I'm pretty sure they also come up with a good recruitment. And because I haven't seen the roster pretty much yet. It's not listed. It's like the same thing that we saw with the Slack. We saw the roster late minute. That's mean they are working on recruiting as we go. And once it's available, we'll be able to see who they got.
What about the Cameroon side, Cheick? FAP, do you think they can do better than last year?
I think FAP, they can do better than last year because they have experienced this league already in Kigali last year, and they see how quick it is, and how they can adjust it. I'm not sure if they got the same coach, but we expect every team to appear this year differently because the things is improving, Sonny, and even from the Sahara Conference, we've seen that. Even Galufal himself, Amadou, said it. He said, this year is much better competitiveness, preparation, and everything. So we expect the Cameroon team to do the same thing. Last year, they was not bad on my view last year, but it was just really good team that came here prepared last year. And it will be a lot of transfers, so we expect to see them coming strong also.
The Nile Conference games will be played at the Hassan Moustafa Sports Hall in Cairo. Do you expect bigger crowds than we saw in Dakar last month?
Absolutely. Sonny, I know, I'm going to go back with the Maghreb and Africa is on the top when it comes to any sports right now. And Zamalek proved it last year, and they're on the top right now this year also. They're on top in soccer, and I think they're going to the World Cup, right? I think it's the first African country also that went to represent Africa in the World Cup before. And so Egypt's got a tradition of sports. You will be packed because I'm expecting this to be really packed. I'm expecting to see NBA crowd, to really, because they really create this gym and function of the NBA vision. If you can see on the floor level and the equipment and everything is kind of NBA level because it's a direct sponsor from NBA. So I'm expecting to see the Egyptian really go out all night supporting their team, and it will be a time for them also to enjoy basketball on the land.
Cheick, Amadou Galifal would probably reprimand me if I didn't say that Senegal, his country, they eliminated Egypt. So Egypt didn't make it to the World Cup.
But, they didn't.
But Senegal's going.
Senegal's going. I mean, like I say, Sonny, Africa. This is the time for Africa to really be on the map of sport because usually you get players like me and African players that go out to play because they don't have the opportunity back home. Now, NBA was like, we can give you the opportunity at your door. You can get out in a better way than just come start over in another place. So that's what I'm seeing right now from this. And Senegal didn't make it on the basketball, but they went to the World Cup. So
that's right.
So it's something to really recognize that sports is on the top right now, and this is the proof of it, Sonny.
Okay, let's look at the last game on Sunday, Cheick, and the two remaining teams in the Nile Conference. The Cape Town Tigers, we've chatted with their head coach, Relton Boyson.
Right.
They will play Petro Luanda from Angola.
Right.
Very proud team, Petro de Luanda.
Oh, man.
They've been around a long time.
When you talk about Angola, Sonny, Angola is the master of Africa basketball. For the longest, since I was little, when you play Angola, is the biggest match of your game, of your whole career. Because Angola have a really good team. They have a tradition. They win more African titles than any country in Africa right now. I guarantee you that. And they have a lot of players that went to the higher level and really play high-level basketball outside. But they come back to play together. But this year, from what I saw last year on that Angolan team, they're very good shooting, man.
Okay.
They don't miss three. So it's like Golden State. How you going to stop a team that don't miss three? It's very hard, So like what I saw from them last year, if they continue to do that, they will be really, really very dangerous team because Angola haven't said his last word yet. Last year, they didn't make...
I think they made it to the quarterfinals.
They made it to the quarterfinal, yeah. And they haven't said the last word because they're on the top. They're on top two in Africa basketball. On the FIBA, FIBA Afro basketball, they top two for the last 15 years so far. So we expect them to have a better recruitment this year, and they have some big that could shoot three. Everybody 1 to 5, everybody can shoot three.
Cheick, if we look at the two conferences, the Nile Conference getting ready to play, and the Sahara Conference has completed play. The teams that advanced from the Sahara Conference were Rwanda Energy Group, maybe one of the surprise teams.
Yeah.
Monastir, Slack,
Morocco,
and AS Saleh from Morocco.
Yep.
Do you think the teams in the Nile Conference, are they stronger than the Sahara Conference?
We'll find out. We'll find out the first 2-3 games, But I really think, the Nile team, the Sahara team really going to have a lot of experience watching this team, their game. I'm pretty sure the Nile team was watching also before this time comes. So it's going to be something very interesting because last year was different. Last year was not as many games as this year. Now you get to play 5, maybe 6 games per team, and if you were in the most, you got a chance to go to the top 4. So this year, I think, so far from the Sahara team, I think is very competitive. We haven't seen anything that's not much competitive than last year. But the Nile team, I'm excited. I want to find out. The first 2-3 games will decide. If everybody play their first game, we will know exactly who's better than the Sahara Conference, because as right now, you cannot know because all the players, you see the Zamalek have one of their best players, Jawara, from Ivory Coast, that moved from them to go to Tunisia team, Monastir team.
Okay.
So you will expect to see a lot of changes because he was one of their key last year to win the championship. And we saw him make some big shot in a game that was critical for them and to lift them, Zamalek, to get the championship. But now he's not playing for Zamalek. He's playing for US Monastir against the team they play in the final. So you cannot really describe it right now until we see everybody play the first game. Then you will be determined to see, this team came prepared now this time. And then you can really compare them to the Buffs Conference, yeah.
The 3 teams making their debut, Cheick, do you give them a shot at maybe winning the conference?
Well, I'm excited about the South African team because I've seen Zamalek, what they can do. I haven't seen a South Africa team, Cape Town. I think it's South Africa, right?
You're right,
Cape Town. Yeah, Cape Town, and the other team also from Sudan, and the other team from DRC. I'm interested to see what kind of recruitment they have, and that will determine a lot because Slack could win a lot of games. Slack could beat some games if they didn't lose their player at the last minute of the game or that foul out, or Crawford. And but Slack was impressive. We were the first team that first appearance, and they come with a big punch. I expect that from Cape Town team also, and the what is it called? The other team, forgot the team. The Cobra clubs from
South Sudan.
South Sudan, yeah.
I would think Luol Deng is going to be closely watching that team.
Absolutely. This is Sonny, when you look at the NBA right now, you will see a lot of players in NBA from Sudan, but Sudan never was on the map for Africa, Afro basketball, but they always produce good players. They have Thor, and they have Ton Maker, from the kid from Sudan, from Canada, that original from South Sudan. And they have a Thor that is right now playing for Charlotte, and he's an NBA right now. JT Thor, I think he went to Auburn and University of Auburn. So South Sudan have a lot of players, and this is big men that can dribble. This is big men that can guard. Look at Ton Maker.
So they're versatile.
Yes. You see big men in Africa or another country, they're athletic. They can run, jump. Very Mojak.
Mojak, yeah.
They can run on the floor. Even if they're 40 years, they can run on the floor. And they can really block a lot of shots, But dribbling-wise, because they haven't started basketball at an early age. But you see Ton Maker, a 7-footer guard. You see player like that can be like Kevin Durant type in Sudan team, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a lot of surprising team. I'm excited to see them, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna have support of Luol Deng because that's where he's from, and all these other NBA players you're seeing from South Sudan because South Sudan start putting his hands in the fire with basketball now. So.
FAP from Cameroon, maybe get your thoughts, Cheick. 2 greatest players from Cameroon. Maybe playing in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid and Pascal Siakam for the Raptors.
Bismack
Biyombo.
Yeah, and
he's from DRC though, right?
Yeah. Joel Embiid from Cameroon, but Pascal Siakam for the Raptor, and also Bismack Biyombo, Serge Ibaka. But Serge Ibaka, they call him Brazzaville or DRC, but he considers himself a DRC as well, because he probably is parents from there, But pretty much you will expect to see a support from all these people. Mutombo also, Dikembe Mutombo, you had him before and here, and he have a good passion for this, and I think
he does. He'll probably be in Egypt.
He will be excited for this because his country is participating. He will probably be there, sure.
Cheick Thiero of the VOA's French to Africa service. I'm Sonny Young. Thank you for joining us. Thanks to my production team, Kali and downtown Daniel Brown, our engineer, Patrick Dea. And thank you for viewing and listening to this Voice of America Basketball Africa League podcast. I'm Sonny Young, coming to you from Studio 10 here in Washington.